For our top story this Friday, we go to Crow Agency, where a fire tore through and destroyed the Crow tribe's old administrative building. No one was injured and no other buildings were damaged in the Thursday afternoon fire. MTM's David J. was there.
Firefighters responded to the fire at the tribe's old administrative building around noon.
Took us about maybe 3 minutes to respond. Got here and right back over this way, we've seen flames coming out of the roof, and that's our initial attack area. I called Wildland Fire. They worked as tender to fill our tank with water.
Chief Hill says the fire started at the far end of the old portion of the building and spread all the way across the roof within about 35 minutes.
It started here and it just started consuming the roof, and the roof started collapsing, flames going way up in the air.
The Crow tribe has been planning on demolishing the building for about a year and a half because of flood damage in the basement. Crews still tried to save the building to keep the fire from spreading.
We're worried about that. Maybe a wind will come along and possibly take some ashes to some other homes. That's why we're staying here.
And the chief says it's important to stay away from the building.
The walls can collapse at any time, and the floor, it's going to be almost non-existent.
Hill says this building was constructed in the 1930s and at one time was a hospital.
To me, it was a good place, a lot of memories.
David J., MTN News, Crow Agency.
And Chief Hill says all documents, records, and other important items had already been relocated to the current administrative building. He also says the building is insured. Turning to crime, a pregnant Lockwood woman and her husband are behind bars this morning after police found their little girl dead in their home. 34-year-old Laura Mink and 37-year-old Ronald Mink each face 1 count of deliberate homicide for failing to fulfill their duties as parents. The 17-month-old was found dead from suspected dehydration and neglect earlier this month. Medical experts say the need for treatment before the baby's death would have been obvious. The couple's other child, a 2.5-year-old boy, was also removed from the home and placed into protective custody. Laura Mink is also 8.5 months pregnant. Court records state on March 7th, authorities responded to an emergency call at the 3500 block of Tigard Avenue. The father told deputies he noticed she wasn't breathing when he woke in the morning and immediately called 911. But prosecutors note that call was made around 2 p.m. and rigor mortis had already set in. Laura Mink claimed their daughter suffered from a muscle condition, but medical records obtained from the family's home state of Kentucky indicate no such condition, and the baby weighed more at 8 months than she did at the time of her death. Bail was set for both at $500,000. They are set to appear in district court this morning. A former Cascade County undersheriff and current disaster emergency coordinator has been arrested for felony theft. This comes after an investigation into the sheriff's office by Montana's Division of Criminal Investigation. These charges come after the DCI was assigned to investigate theft allegations back in August of 2018. Court documents say when John Stevens retired, he allegedly took his guns, but there was no documentation to prove he was allowed to or reimburse the county for the firearms. Stevens claims former Sheriff Bob Edwards knew about his possession of the guns, but Edwards said he told Stevens to follow protocol for legally keeping the guns. Stevens then reportedly traded 2 of the guns for a 4-wheeler off of Craigslist. Both those guns were later recovered. Stevens has been released from jail until his next court date. There's no word on what will happen when Stevens' position as the Disaster Emergency Services Coordinator for Cascade County. As Trooper Wade Palmer fights for his life in a Utah hospital, the Montana Highway Patrol is asking people to show support through a new social media campaign. So here's how it works. Share a photo of yourself on Twitter wearing green and use the hashtag #BackTheBlue, or Wear Green for Wade. MHP also asks that you say where you're from when you post. Well, it didn't end like fans had hoped as the 15-seed Montana Grizzlies got beat by the 2nd-seed Michigan Wolverines. It was a tough night for the Grizzlies Thursday as they ran into ice-cold shooting against Michigan in the NCAA tournament. Montana quickly fell behind by double digits and couldn't catch up. It was a one-and-done for Montana, losing 74-55. This was the 2nd consecutive year Montana has been bounced from the tournament by Michigan. From the 66th session, a bill that proponents say could help spur economic growth in Billings and other communities across the state had a hearing in Helena. SB 340 would create what would be known as 406 impact districts, where state funds could be used, but only after a $300+ million private investment. One Big Sky District Billings posted this picture of State Senator Roger Webb of Billings presenting the bill to the Tax Committee on Thursday morning. Representatives from Billings, Great Falls, Missoula, and Bozeman were there pushing for the bill. Steve Arviskow with Big Sky Economic Development calls the bill a new approach to economic development in Montana that is much needed.
I think if we had a tool like this, it would give us a real strong position to attract private investment. And if we're strategic about where and how we invest in our civic core, with what kind of civic infrastructure, we're going to be a great community in the future in terms of retaining and attracting talent.
Under the bill, the public funds would only be used to build civic infrastructure. Meanwhile, coming off a cold winter, members of Yellowstone Valley Electric got together Thursday for their 81st annual meeting. The South Central Montana Electric Co-op serves 19,000 rural meters. Yellowstone Valley is the state's second largest co-op, but it's growing at the fastest rate. That growth keeps the co-op looking for innovative ways to serve its customers.
Every piece of our system, every pole, every inch of wire is on a digital map. We're able to use that digital map in our very new OMS outage management system. We can see outages in real time. So a lineman can pick up his iPad and he can see the exact sections of line that are out of power. And this new technology has a predictive ability, and it can predict what the cause of that outage is, what piece of equipment on our system is causing that outage. And he has all this at his fingertips literally in real time before he ever responds to the outage.
Whitman said the co-op has not increased rates since 2011. Elsewhere, nonprofit organization Family Service unveiled its future home in Billings. The new 57,000 square foot facility on 1st Avenue South will more than triple the size of its current location, which provides programs for at-risk families. The purchase and remodel was made possible through the New Markets Tax Credit Program, a financing tool that incentivizes investment that directly benefits low-income areas. Last week, Senator Steve Daines was one of the first co-sponsors of a bill that would permanently extend that tax credit. The new Family Service facility is expected to open in late May. Well, before we take a break, a new device is giving comfort to newborns in intensive care and their parents. CBS's Chris Martinez shows us how a pacifier that plays a lullaby is helping the sickest babies get stronger.
Pamela Younga never expected her son's life would begin here in the neonatal ICU. But after a rupture of the fetal membrane, Braxton Peter came into the world nearly 2 months early.
He is a total miracle. He was in my uterus for close to 5 weeks with no fluids.
Like many premature babies, Braxton Peters' reflexes to suck, swallow, and breathe are not fully developed. So therapists at UCLA Mattel's Children's Hospital are studying whether music can help babies like him grow stronger.
Music does so much for our premature infants and for their families.
Music therapist Jenna Ballard is one of the creators of the Pacifier Activated Lullaby, or PAL, a device that uses music as positive reinforcement to help premature infants improve reflexes. Parents write and record a special lullaby, which is then recorded in the PAL. The device links a pacifier to a small speaker that's placed next to the child.
When the infant sucks on the pacifier, it gently plays the song and then stops after the infant stops sucking.
Hearing their parents' voices is a big incentive for babies. Researchers say 70% of infants who use the PAL improved their use of a pacifier, which can lead to better ability to feed and shorter hospital stays.
He came from this to this.
Pamela says the device also helps her feel closer to her son, knowing he's being soothed, and has less stress when she has to be away from him at work.
It's very calm and collected, yeah. His heart rate goes down, it's very steady.
She says the singing will continue when she finally takes her little boy home. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Santa Monica, California.
And about 380,000 babies are born premature each year right here in the U.S.